Hello friends, this is Bucksnort, and I want to show y'all my game room, my man cave. My wife, she owns the rest of the house. She allowed me to have this one little piece of my residence, which I could make a man cave out of, and that's what I've done. Got a few animals in here that I've had mounted throughout the years, and every one of them has special meaning to me. Most of them were taken with me and my son and daughter. All were taken with good close friends around. And anyway, I just want to show them to you. This right here is a bufflehead hen and drake. My son shot the hen, I shot the drake. I just thought they were beautiful birds. Wanted to get them mounted. The axis was shot by my buddy Texas Pale Rider. It was a doe, and he let me have the hide. I had it tanned and put it on that table. I think it looks pretty cool. What I got up here, here's another bufflehead, or no, I'm sorry, it's a bluebill that I got mounted. I just thought he was a cool bird. He's a greater scaup too. He's not a lesser scaup. You don't see a lot of greater scaups, from what I've been told, down here in my neck of the woods. But you get a few, and that's one of them. There is a redhead drake and hen. The hen has got a band on her leg. The only banded bird I've ever shot, so I wanted to mount her and put a drake next to her. There's my big pig that I shot while I guessed with Texas Pale Rider on the ranch that I'm currently on now. Y'all might remember when I shot that thing. I think the guy did a good job on him. Javelina, my son's first game animal that he ever shot. He was 9 years old, and he shot that javelina. I think every Texas game room should have one, so I got it mounted for him. There is a 10-point buck my son shot. It's the first buck he ever shot, hunting by himself. I think he was 14 years old in Wimberley, Texas, and that's close to the best buck they ever shot out there. My dad hunted out there for 40 years. Bad thing about it is they lost their place this year due to a family dispute and a death. Here is a black bear that my son and we went on a hunt, and he shot this black bear. I think he was in the 11th grade when he did this, and it's got a lot of memories. It was a very excited hunt. I want to do it again. Here's my daughter's first turkey that she ever shot. She doesn't live here at the house anymore. She moved out, but she wanted to leave her turkey fan and beard in the game room. She shot that in 2008. Here's the first turkey that I've shot, and as you can tell, I've shot many more. Here's the beard from this year's Tom. I think my son has a beard on there. Rattlesnake I shot, 6'2" rattlesnake. Shot him in Laredo, Texas. Made a rug out of him, thought he was cool. There's that bear's skull. Alligator hunt, my daughter and I went on. She shot a 6'2" alligator, and she had a pair of shoes and a purse made out of it. It's pretty cool. That bass right there, I caught him in Lake Conroe when I was 17 years old, 1979. He weighed 8 pounds 4 ounces. Caught him on March 24th. You don't ever forget those kind of events. This buck here I shot in 2003. He is a mainframe 7-point buck. He's really heavy. I shot him in Brackettville, Texas. We had a rule on this ranch, a dumb rule, that you could only shoot an 8-point or better. This dude was old, and nobody was going to shoot him because he was a 7-point. But you know what? I'm not going to let this deer get away with that. I mean, it's just ridiculous to let this deer keep breeding, so I shot him. Very proud of him. I did the skull mount myself. Ended up, he was an 8-point anyway. After all, check it out. There's a couple other horns on some deer that I've shot. This deer right here, I won the big buck contest with on our deer lease that year, which the prize was a Winchester shotgun, which I still have. Now here's a tarpon that I caught. This tarpon was 7 foot long and it weighed 140 pounds. I was fishing with my son, and there's a couple of scales from it, and my nephew, and we caught a ton of fish. We were in Indian Pass, Florida, which is right down the road from Panama City. Told my wife we were down there on family vacation. I wanted to try a fishing trip, see if I could catch a tarpon. We were the only ones that brought in a tarpon that day. I mean, it was really cool. And we brought in a monster. That's a replica, by the way. We let the fish go. The guide said he's probably about a 40-year-old fish. I can't see killing that. Here's a couple of ram that we've shot. This the top two, the one I have mounted in the skull mount, was with my good buddy Border Bandit, and we shot those in the canyons of Del Rio down by the Devil's River. It came a torrential rain. I mean, the canyons were just, I don't know if any of y'all ever been down in that area when the rain was really coming down, but it was just huge waterfalls coming over the canyons. And we got trapped for a day. Well, when we got trapped for a day, we went out hunting, and my buddy told my son, hey, why don't you see if you can get a ram? And that's the one he got. That was pretty cool. This black Hawaiian ram, he entered a contest and in Uvalde, and he won it. This is a gold medal black Hawaiian that he was able to shoot. He did a spot and stalk on that. There in Uvalde. That ranch is no longer being used as a game ranch, I don't think. There's a 9-point that my son shot. This deer, he's not a monster, but he's the first deer that my son had shot that was bigger than a spike. I think he was 10 years old. When he shot that deer, he thought that was the biggest deer in Texas. It should have been on the cover of Texas Trophy Hunters, if you ask me. So I got it mounted for him. He was so excited about it. I'm really proud of him on that. Real interesting story on the recovery of the deer, but I don't have time to go into it. That's my first bow buck, 5-point buck. A couple other sets of horns down there. Here's some skull mounts I did, what's it called? It ended up being an 8-point, but it's a mainframe 6-point, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. That is the buck we found poached on our property. Somebody shot it. Just left it there beside the fence, so I cleaned it up and did a skull mount on its head. There it sits. There's the first deer that I ever shot that was bigger than I guess an 8-point. That's a 9 there. Not a monster, but he had a lot of memories for me. He was an old buck. There is a mainframe 8 that I shot in Laredo, Texas. He's got a couple of kickers making him a 10. There's a 10 I shot in Laredo, Texas. Shot him on the very last day of season, the very last hunt. The rancher had told us 2 weeks before season end that we weren't coming back. He was going to save the ranch for himself. I was going to let this deer walk, but since I wasn't coming back, there's the beast. Y'all remember the video footage I got of the beast? I shot him this year at our current ranch. I'm really proud of him. He's an old buck, man. He's pretty cool too. Just decided to just go amount on him. He scored 130 even. He's pretty much a mainframe 7, but he ended up having 9 actual points. But anyway, really proud of him. It's an 8-pointer my son shot. He was just an old buck. Shot him in Brackettville. My daughter's first buck that she ever shot. It's a little 7-point. She shot that deer in Wimberley, Texas. She was with her grandpa when she shot him. Here is a sailfish I caught back when it was safe to go to Mexico. My son and I, he was 9 years old at the time. We went out on one of those little panga boats. We were with another family. They said, "Snort, you're never gonna catch you a sailfish." I said, "Well, let me go out there and see if I can." And I'll be darned, I caught a sailfish, 9 foot. That was a lot of fun. And I tell you what, I was really proud of him when we got back into the dock. There's a turtle shell we found, made a clock out of. That's pretty much it. Oh yeah, my bobcat. Here's a little bobcat. This cat weighed 39 pounds, man. He was a big Tom. And really proud of him. It's the only bobcat I've ever shot. I don't know if I'd ever shoot another one, but I was proud of him. So that's my trophy room, my game room. I mean, I know there's a lot better out there, but this is what I got. I got 2 ducks coming. Shot a duck with my bow this year, one of those black belly whistlers, and I also have a pintail coming back to me. It's not here yet, but got those 2 ducks coming. Anyway, that's it, guys. Just want to show it to you. Thanks for watching. Yeah, one more thing. That's Bentley. He's still living. He's not stuffed yet. But he, there's my snake, my pet snake. Bentley thinks that he wants a piece of that snake. I don't think he does. Y'all take care.